Hi everybody, welcome back. So this is the fourth colour scheme in my series of monochrome pours. So this time I'm doing pinks, as you can see. So I have three different pinks and one white. So my white is my standard Montmartre titanium white, which is an opaque. This lovely pink there, is actually an iridescent from Pebeo, is the pink blue from Pebeo. So you might not be able to see on the screen, but it's got lovely iridescent colours. So it's that one, and it's called Iridescent Violet Blue, but number 356, and that's an opaque. My next colour is the magenta from Montmartre. So let me just show you. Lovely colour there, very rich, very creamy. So it is this one, which is a semi-transparent. And last but not least, that's a light pink from Montmartre as well. So same consistency for all four of my paints. So nice and thick, mount on a mount. And this one's an opaque. It is this one. It's actually called Pink. Okay. So I need to put some silicone in each of the colours. So let me just put, I'm going to put 3 drops only in each, because I put 4 in my last one, which was the green, and I think that was actually too much. The cells ended up being a bit irregular, not fuzzy. So I think it's because there was too much silicone oil. Maybe it was just down to me, I'm not sure. But I think with silicone, less is always more. So let's just go with 3 for the pink one. So my canvas today is the same size as the previous ones, is a 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters, which is 12 by 16 inches. I will be using 3 cups to layer my paints. So let me just move them next to me so I can see what I'm doing. I will start with the white. So I'm going to go white, the medium pink, the iridescent, the darker pink, and the light pink. So I'll start layering. So I used my usual pouring medium, because obviously I want to kind of have the same or similar results with that series. So I didn't want to change my pouring medium for another one. So I have 70% PVA glue, standard craft glue, and 30% water. So all I do, I take a bottle, plastic bottle that I have, and I use it, and I just put the bottle on my kitchen scales, electronic scales, and I just go 700 grams of paint, 300 grams of water, and then I mix it very, very well. And try to let it rest for at least a day before you start using it, otherwise you can have loads and loads of bubbles. So just one advice. So I just start my second layer. So I'm just putting a layer of paint in each cup. So looking at what I've got left, I'll be doing 3 layers. Okay, I think that's what I managed to do in the previous pours. I hope I will have enough for a 3rd layer, but we will see. And I mixed, sorry I didn't mention, I mixed my paint 1 to 1 this time. So 1 part paint, 1 part pouring medium, and I did 80 grams of paint, so just under 3 ounces, and 80 grams of pouring medium, and stirred a lot. Because my last couple of pours, I had quite a few bits of unmixed paint that I had to remove with tweezers, so not ideal. I just need to be more patient and actually stir my paint in properly. So that is the last of the white. Let me just create the bottom a little bit. Okay, so that's the white done. Then I have my iridescent pink from Pebeo. So that's the third layer of this one as well. Okay, let's just create the bottom gently. Oh, I'm still splattering everywhere. Such a messy pop. Okay, a bit more there. And the last bits and pieces, last few drops right at the bottom of this one. Let's move that out of the way. So the magenta, it is such a nice colour. Absolutely gorgeous. I thought instead of using the medium pink from Pebeo, I thought of using as a third colour, third pink, to use another mark colour that I've got. That's called Old Mauve, but it's like a much darker magenta. So it's not actually a purple. It's not a maroony colour. But then I thought it's going to get too dark. I will need to add more whites, like an extra cup of white, and I will have too much paint for the size of this canvas. I haven't got any larger canvases ready. Anyway, my head started to hurt, and I just thought, no, let's just keep it easy. You know, let's stick to what we've got. And to make these monochrome pours, I did not want, let's say, to use the magenta, and then to make it slightly lighter, to just add white to it, because it would be more difficult for me to get sales, because white is always opaque, so it kind of defeats the object if I add an opaque colour to a semi-transparent that I'm using purposely to get sales. So this is why I'm using different paints and different colours. So sometimes I do make my own mixes. You know, I can mix blue and yellow to make green, that's not an issue. But if I try to achieve sales, so it really depends on the type of pour you want to do. If I try to achieve sales, I'd rather use kind of the original or paints, if it makes sense, and not mix them up. When I do the styles of pouring, I do mix them up, no issue. You know, I make a lot of my own colours, but it's a bit trickier with the flip cups, and you know, if you want to get sales, I'd rather mix black or white, or I mean, if you mix two semi-transparent colours together, it'd be fine, but there are not that many of them around, so really you would tend to mix with either black or white, you know, to make it slightly darker or lighter. So let's avoid any trickiness and just use separate colours. But by all means, you can do pours with just, you know, a very basic kit of colours, you know, primary colours. You can have every single colour of the rainbow with those. That is not an issue. Maybe it's just me being a little bit lazy. So that's getting more and more hollow. I can hear it. I've got my torch ready. I may move these out of the way so that I don't get covered in paint. Okay, so I cannot see any cells on the side yet, but hopefully with the torch I'll be getting some, and I hope that Pebeo will work, because I don't think I've actually ever used it for a flip cup pour. So look, that magenta, beautiful. It is really, really powerful, and I do like it. So there's my edge covered. We'll leave it as that. So maybe I need to actually move my cup a bit more quickly to cover. And that's it, this bottom half. So let me just cover edge and corner, because I've got quite a bit of paint left at the bottom of the cup. So that's all stripy colours there. Obviously when the paints do mix, you do get those stripes. Okay, and the last one, So a lot of magenta. Magenta is very, very strong there, but I really do not mind, because I know underneath I will have the lighter pink and the medium pink and the whites popping up, you know, with the silicone to make lovely cells. So I'm not worried about having that much dark pink all over. So pretty empty. I want to say it's empty. Okay, so let's have a look what we need to do. So I think, I'm trying to remember, because the last couple of pours in that series, one of them I torched immediately, one of them I torched after moving my paint around. So I'm trying to remember what worked best. I may torch now, because I don't know, for some reason I think I made it, or prepared slightly less paint than usual. I've got wider gaps there, so I just want to make sure I cover everything. So okay, let's torch now. Let's do this. So nice and high, as always. Let's see what is underneath all that pink and what wants to come out and play. It is coming up. Whoops. I've got a band of light pink there and not much is coming through there. How interesting. How do I have some dark purple there? Where does that come from? Try again, see if anything wants to come and play there. But look at this dark purple. Oh, where does that? I've got loads of it. Just wondering what would make that reaction. Right, let's see. Let's just try to go over that edge, because I'm virtually there, so I might as well stay down there and continue. So left and right, left and right. Let me just turn it around. If I can, oh, that will be okay for 1 second. So let's straighten this. Don't know how that's happened. Okay, very intrigued. Okay, let's have a quick, oh actually I need to go back to that corner. That corner was not covered. And let's come back to the middle and the way we came. Okay, so I've still not covered the, which is now the top half, was not the bottom half. Let me have a quick torch before I actually cover, because I don't have to have too much difference between the size of my cells. So let's make them a pop up now, then I can move them around and get them placed roughly where I want them to be. So I'm not going over where I've already got a lot of cells. I'm going to stick to the backgrounds where nothing's popped up yet. So nothing's coming through the light pink, or very little. It is a low paint colour, but I would have expected a little bit more to come through. But let's not complain, I've already got some. Okay, let's have a look. That's it, there's the weight of the paint. So I'm just going to move it left to right, left to right. So I hope you can see. I can't really turn it again for you right now. I just need to go on the other side and go over that edge, bring it back. So yeah, definitely did not have enough paint in my cups, because I can tell how overstretched the cells on the edges are. So yeah, I only mixed 80 grams of paint to 80 grams of pouring medium, and the last ones I actually did 100 grams and 100 grams. So for next time, whatever colour scheme I choose, I'll definitely go back to proper 100 grams because that's just not enough to be able to move the paint as, you know, freely and quickly as I want. So let's talk again. So just where the negative spaces and not much happening. That's it, that's a bit closer. I might as well give it a go. So now the magenta kind of tone itself down. Let's go with this. I'm going for loads of cells because I have overstretched, so I need to have something to keep the eye busy somewhere else, so people don't see too much the overstretched out. So there's loads of cells now. It's just like crazy, but I'm not sure that I can actually stretch more and pull more off, but I will give it a try. Let's see if we can just increase the size of these cells ever so slightly, and if it doesn't work, I'll just start again. That is not a problem. It's only paint. It is not a matter of life or death. You know, you've got to be fairly happy with what you create. Obviously nobody's 100% happy all the time, but you know, if you really don't feel it, if you're really not happy with it, balloon dip it, swipe it, and start again. So I'm just trying to get rid of paint on that edge and see if it's making me liking this one a little bit more. At the moment I'm not especially in love, so let me just bring the paint back in the middle. So it's very busy now. Not happy with that. No, I think I will put you on hold for the time being. I will scrap this and to ignore the Pereo, the medium pink, do 2 cups of white, 1 cup of magenta and 1 cup of lighter pink. Yes, that's the plan. Okay, I won't make you wait while I'm mixing my paint again, so I will see you again in a minute. Here you go. As you can see, I've made a mess, scrapped the paint, and actually changed my mind in the meantime, and I just thought I would only mix some white and some magenta. So I've got 2 cups of white, 2 cups of magenta. I'm going to add 3 drops of silicone oil in my magenta. Technically I wouldn't even need the oil because the magenta is a semi-transparent, so it would naturally form cells with the white, but you know, we'll better make sure that it happens. So I've still got 3 cups. All I'm going to do, I'm going to just alternate the colours, white, magenta, white, magenta, white, magenta, etc. until I have emptied my cups, and we'll see what the result is like. I've actually never done that, just 2 colours. It just seems quite adventurous. It might be very boring because I might just have literally just magenta and white at the end, but I'm here to experiment, and that's a 100% a monochrome pour this time, because basically I only have 1 pink in there, so it should be lighter in some places and darker in others, I would imagine. I may be wrong, but let's see. There might be more contrast. That's it. That's the good thing about it. I'll just go on this side. I think I put a bit too much white to start with at the bottom, but let's see. Let's scrape this. There we go. So that is done. More pink. Nice thick layers. So it's exactly the same prep as before, same consistency. I mix 1-to-1 with my pouring medium, but this time I put 100 grams of paint and 100 grams of pouring medium. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have 800 grams of paint in total, and it will allow me, I think, to play a little bit more freely with any cells that pop up. That is the plan anyway. So that's it. Now some more. So what shall we call this? A zebra paw, or it depends how it comes out really. You know, it might make beautiful cells, or it might be just stripy as anything. I won't have enough for another layer, so I'm just going to leave that off. But I do need my 800 grams, don't I? I'm going to try to play with that. Because technically my corners and edges are already covered. So I will allow maybe 20-30 grams of paint, about an ounce or less, to be left in the cup of white. Okay, let's hope they didn't stick to the bottom of the cup. So 1, 2, 3. Let's wait a second, and let's see what this strange zebra or pink zebra mix it's going to give us. So I do have some extra whites. I do have my tweezers just in case. I'm not sure this time if I actually mixed the paints properly. You know, I kind of rushed. I didn't want the paint on the canvas. It starts to get tacky, so even if you only took about 10-15 minutes to mix up the new paint, obviously the PVA glue in the poured medium is going to start to dry and it's going to get tacky. So I do have to be fast. So maybe I did not mix my paint with my pouring medium really thoroughly. I never prepare paint in advance. I don't put it in bottles because I'd never know what I want to do next. So maybe that's something I need to start thinking of. Okay, so actually not too bad. It's neither all white nor all magenta. It's a good start. That's it. Loads more paint than last time. Much better. Definitely happier with that. I'm just going to do that corner. So stripies. If I've not mentioned it before, all of this is because of Ben from Art Less Ordinary, lovely artist from Australia. Actually been pouring in the last few days / weeks some monochrome canvases. I just found them really nice, and I thought I'll give it a go. So that's all your fault, Ben. I blame you. Right, let's move this out of the way because it's getting very messy and dirty around here. I'm gonna have a fun time cleaning the kitchen table later, but hey, it's all part of the fun. So I will torch again. Oh no, I will not torch yet. I will cover and then I will torch, just in case. So do excuse the, what's on the table, puppy pad, because it is a mess. I did not change. I didn't want to change them just because of this. That's it, and that's covered. So I will just bring the paint to the other edge of the canvas. Move this and bring it back, so that should be plenty still left on the surface to torch and hopefully bring cells up. I've got a few natural cells that have popped up, so that's a good sign. Just bear with me because my hands are literally covered. I should have changed the gloves. Okay, let's torch. I still get all these shades of pink. So I've got medium, I've got the really dark one, magenta, some white. I'm just going to gently go all over, torch to bring the silicone up to the surface and hopefully get multicolored rings. I mean multicolored, it will be pink, white, pink, white, pink, white, I guess, but you never know. I'm continuing to go all over. As long as I'm not too close and actually warm the paint or even burn it, we are okay. It's definitely more white, the ends towards you. I can tell because obviously the colour, the cells have got more, are struggling more to come up to the surface. So just need to carry on a minute. So it starts to warm up. We are getting there. For a minute because I will overheat the paint. Oh, almost sticky. Overheat the paint on the surface. It's just going to burn. There's absolutely no point. I do have some worms there, but it's nothing major. I don't mind. That's it. Some cells start to pop up, and so on this side, they came up kind of straight away, and they're still growing, as you can see. In the middle and especially on this side, they are struggling definitely a bit more. Maybe I didn't bring my paint back in the middle and there's actually more paint on that side, so it's finding it more difficult to go through the different layers, but still think it's better than the previous, you know, attempts. They just try to move the paint a little bit to stretch the cells. So I will go towards me because there is quite a lot of paint on this side, and that will enable me, so I'm just going to go back towards the other side, but at the same time it allows me to stretch the cells without elongating them too much at all. So that is good. I'm going to bring it back towards me, and I think I might just leave it alone because I think I just fiddled with it too much earlier on. And the same as for, I think it was the green one that I fiddled with too much in my previous pours. If I can do with this pink one the same as I did with the blue one, that just basically bish bash bosh, straight, you know, cells are up, stretch them a little bit and then leave it alone. Yeah, so I do have, see, I do like all this area, loads of cells, multicolored, that will bring you in a second. See, I've got a few worms, but they're not dramatic, and they actually kind of go nicely. I mean, you know, you've got the white there on the magenta, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't shock me. I like it. Obviously the cells will grow a little bit more in the next few minutes, I'm just going to give it one last torch just to get rid of any air bubble that might want to pop up later. Let's get rid of them. Done. Let me just scrape the bottom properly because I don't want the paint to be dragged from the surface of the canvas onto the sides and then getting wasted. That's a quick. See, there was quite a lot of paint underneath and it's just pulling the paint on the sides. Let me bring you much closer. Okay, the lighting is not ideal. It's getting late in the day and I've got the lights above my head, but hopefully you can see. So as I was saying, the worms are not that bad at all. I'm not too fussed. I've still got several shades of pink, so that worked. Interesting difference of colours. You can definitely see the three sections, you know, from the three cups. Yeah, overall it actually worked. It's better than what I thought it would be, just having two colours, you know, pink and white, and that was it, just alternating. So that could be yeah, a zebra paw, two colours, but actually it's not stripy. But I hope you liked it and that you learned something. Give it a go and let me know how it went. Thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. Please do like and subscribe and hit the bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put something new on there. And if you've got any question, do not hesitate to get in touch. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye for now.